What?
I can't run.
You can't run?
I can't run. Never.
I know, because you kept running before, and that's why you're here right now. Calls the case, People versus D'Amico Cummings.
Good morning or good afternoon. This is Public Defender Lawrence Perry on behalf of Mr. Cummings. Cummings, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. D'Amico Cummings for the record.
Teresa Claire on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Cummings is before the court for a violation of probation hearing. Mr. Cummings did have a prior VOP hearing on June 12th. At that date, the court had ordered him to serve 10 days in jail for his violations to date. Mr. Cummings failed to report to the jail as the court ordered him to do that, and the bench warrant was issued. He has been since picked up on the warrant and has been in custody. At this time, Mr. Cummings is still in the same situation he was on June 12th. He still has a balance of $1,255. He's made no payments to the court. He failed to complete the level 2 driver rehab program, failed to complete 100 hours of community service. He has another new pending case since June 12th, an alleged R&O, date of offense, July 22nd, 2024. He does have a PCC on August 1st in that case. So the court is also aware Mr. Cummings does have another pending case on 14B. It is a domestic violence case. He goes for sentencing on that on Monday. That is not a violation of this case. It happened prior to his sentencing. However, he also, in that case, has a bond violation as he violated the no contact order in that case. That will be addressed at their sentencing hearing as well. Mr. Cummings, in this case, Your Honor, it started as a felony case. We did get him sentenced in it. However, prior to all of that, getting him to sentencing in January, he had multiple failure to appears before this court. He continues not to follow court order. Given that he has demonstrated that he does probation is recommending that he serves 365 days in jail, credit for 85 days that he served to date, to serve the balance, that he complete the in-jail MRT program with the court to consider early release upon his completion with that, and that he be discharged from probation without improvement with and waiving remaining terms, accepting his financial obligations.
You know, I did have a lengthy conversation with Mr. Cummings yesterday. He does admit that he messed up on probation.
So he admits to these violations.
Yes, except for the pending cases for obvious reasons. He wants to ask the judge for mercy in this situation. He would like for his probation to be reinstated. He said he is willing to comply with probation and get done what he needs to do. However, he does want to take responsibility for not doing what he needs to do over the past couple months. So when I asked him what's been going on, he kind of gave me a litany of things. He cares for his 5-year-old son, who is going to kindergarten in the fall. He also has a baby on the way. His partner to the 14th, but really the baby can come any day. Those two things, as well as his job, he's working Amazon night shift 40 hours a week, essentially distracted him from taking care of what he needs to do on this probation. He does live with his mother and his partner, as well as his children, so he does have a support system. He says he can make payments. He is working full time, and he does have some savings that he can put a pretty substantial payment toward his fines and costs. He said his mom can come up and pay $1,000 before he even is released from jail. He mentioned to me that he has been successful in other probations, and thinks he can be successful here if the court is willing to give him another chance.
How did he get picked up on this warrant?
The police came to your apartment for an unrelated matter. And Mr. Cummings would like to make a statement. He wrote down,
Did you have something, Ms.
Sure,
Polari,
I just
before he?
wanted to say, when the police did arrive at the apartment, it was for an unrelated matter, and I believe that he ran, and that's where the new RNO case came from.
Go ahead.
I want to start like this and say I do got a 4-year-old about to be 5 in October, about to start school this fall. I got a daughter due any day this month. I was working a night shift at Amazon, 40 hours a week, 10 hours and 30 minutes a day. I was laying down on my side. I didn't look at it as a punishment, but I looked at it as an opportunity to do better and be better and get my life together. I can't have warrants and actually be responsible for my son and get to school every day or even for a bus. Please don't punish me or revoke my probation. I think y'all can actually help me do and be better. I signed up for Michigan Reenters to try to get back in school and see what college is like, even though it seemed like I haven't been trying. That's something me and my probation officer spoke about. I can and I'm willing to do extra classes like MRT free and on probation. I'll pay to start my driving class before I'm even released, if considered. And if you can take thought that I'm on probation for being a victim in a car accident I was in or at fault for, I went to the hospital with bad injuries, just as everybody else. Like, please, Your Honor, I've been getting dealt a bad hand. And I always have just try to be the best I can and resolve every issue the best way possible. Honestly, I'm not the best, but also not the worst. Like, please, Your Honor, I beg you, please, can I have one more chance to show y'all I actually had a bump in the road and I had to get over it, please. If you see me again, you can revoke my probation, give me a year or anything. Like, I really do and truly apologize for the confusion and decisions I left y'all left you, my probation officer, to ponder with. But I really have just been working, trying to be there for my son and the mother of my child that's currently pregnant. Like, please don't punish me yet, but give me one more chance. Like, I'm actually a full-time father and my son stays with me. I can't imagine just leaving my son out the blue like this. He missed me as we speak and think I'm on vacation. I'm going to be a full-time dad to my daughter too, that's due. This is the first time you see me for a reinstatement and the last time if possible. I'd do anything to be there when my daughter is born and put my name on the birth certificate. I watched my son go off and start his first day of school. Your Honor, I plead and please, I'd do anything, even if it was double my community service, double my restitution, and add extra classes. I'd do it and complete it all. If you can, please consider everything I said and give me a chance. It would be the biggest and best blessing. I know I haven't paid yet, but I thought I had time to. I had kids, house, and life things to take care of. I haven't started my driver class because I was supposed to start it a month after being released, but I didn't have a job or was told that I had to pay to start it after being released. I know I haven't started my community service, but I checked in the places that let me serve the community legally to get this out the way. If I can, please have one more chance to show y'all. You wouldn't regret it, I promise. But that's all I have to say and ask of Your Honor, sincerely.
Cummings, here's my problem. On September 13th, you were set, well, before that, I think I took your plea. You were supposed to appear for sentencing. Actually, I didn't take your plea. Looks like it was taken by another judge. But anyway, you were supposed to appear for sentencing. You were supposed to do a PSI with the probation department. This was back in September 2023. And you don't do any of that. And I have to issue a bench warrant. Somehow or another, it looks like that may have gotten set aside in January. And then I adjourn your sentencing January 9th. We had to somehow or another find you from September to January. And then on January 9th of 2024, I adjourned your sentencing. It was adjourned by probation to January 24th, 2024. You show up on January 24th and they give you a sentence. Relatively straightforward sentence. You were in custody at the time. And I laid out everything that you needed to do. That was in January. You really don't do anything on probation that I ordered you to do. So then you show up June 12th of this year on a violation of probation hearing. And at that time, and I think you were on Zoom, you were out. We told you the things that you were supposed to do or hadn't done and try to get corrected. And at that point, I kind of just sent a warning shot to you and told you, you got to do these things. And I ordered you and ordered only 10 days. And Ms. Polaris trying to work with you too. I mean, we didn't order you served the full time. We said, here are the things you haven't done. You need to get them accomplished. So I ordered 10 days in jail, gave you a specific date to report to probation on June 24th, 2024. Did you go?
I was in warrant status. I don't think I could have. Your Honor.
Oh, you could have.
You're right, for sure.
And then ordered you to become compliant with all the previous terms that I ordered. So I gave you another shot from January to that June day. The 10 days, because you were on Zoom, I told you exactly what I would do. I said you're to report by 6 p.m. that day, or I was going to issue a bench warrant without bond. You must have thought I was kidding.
No, Your Honor. Not
Then why didn't you go?
I didn't make it by 6. I knew the deal could have been off the table. But I definitely was not thinking you was joking.
Why did you not turn yourself in then?
And I was
You
trying
want me to give you another chance,
to plead.
and you did nothing.
I could complete this probation. Promise.
What?
I can and will complete this probation, possibly, if possible.
You can't, you do what you want to do.
I'm gonna speak
When did you get picked up on this one?
about 20, if I'm not mistaken.
July 20th. Okay. So between June 12th, when I ordered you to report to the jail, and that day you got picked up, what were you doing to correct this?
I was trying to work, make sure I had some money, so if I had other bonds.
You-
But I do apologize, and I can't say this, Your Honor.
Here's my problem. You're apologizing because you got caught. You were, if those police had not come to your door that day, I still wouldn't be seeing you.
Yeah, I probably would have turned myself in still.
When?
That was all.
In the 45 days from the time that I ordered it to the time that you got picked up, at what point were you going to turn yourself in?
As soon as I had enough funds to take care of other cases that's holding me with no bonds and counties like tickets. And I was trying to be there for the mother of my child that's currently pregnant. I would have done my probation this whole time, but I had other warrants stopping me from doing my probation. I'm not going to say, yeah, I didn't. I'm not going to say I didn't turn myself in. It was other warrants, other cases that's stopping me from being best at what I can show y'all and doing my probation.
I've given you an opportunity to show me. I'm coming up on a year, and guess what? What have you done? Nothing. Nothing. And then you're gonna, and
I
I
tried.
try to give you at least a gentle nudge, and you still don't do anything. Nothing. You tell me one thing on this sentence that I gave you that you've done.
It was my first time.
Tell me one thing you did.
I checked in. It was hard. I mean, I did check in, do the non-report.
Why is it that you just can't say, Judge, I did nothing?
I did nothing.
Because I'm looking right at it. You did nothing.
You're right, Your Honor. You right.
Everything with you is an excuse.
No excuses as a man. That's what I was taught. So I don't try to make excuses, honestly.
You've made excuses since the time you first started talking. Everything that's come out of your mouth is an excuse. I sit here and I give you a chance to do it. We wait 6 months, correct something. Anybody that is on probation in my court, if you know, and I feel bad sometimes for Miss Polera, but she doesn't mind doing it. If you're having problems, you'll walk in, you talk to her. But you wouldn't even do that. You thought this was a game. You thought when you looked me in the face on Zoom and I told you when to report that I was just kidding. Nothing that comes out of my mouth am I kidding. I told you to report. I told you when to be there. And I told you how long you'd be there. And I told you what I would do if you didn't report. And so you know there's a bench warrant out for you. Because at least you took me for real on that I was going to issue a bench warrant. So when the police show up, what do? You don't even say at that point, I got to deal with this. You take off running, allegedly, I guess we'll say at this point. And where was that going to get you? Got you right here. And after all that, Mr. Cummings, you want me to believe anything that's coming out of your mouth that doesn't resemble an excuse.
I don't got no reason to be trying to have warrant statuses and
You have no reason for any of this. Everything that has happened that's bad in this case is no one's fault but yours. And the problem is, had you gotten to your attorneys, had you gone through and you were truly going through doing something, hey, they would have helped you out. There's no doubt, Ms. Perrine or Ms. Pate, they would have been all over my coordinator's email, trying to figure out something to do. Quite frankly, even if you had at that point gotten to Ms. Polera, she would have been trying to do something.
I didn't want to be disrespectful. Not
Oh, too late. You disrespected everybody here. So don't even play that game with me that you don't want to be disrespectful. You intentionally were disrespectful. You intentionally thwarted my order. You intentionally then tried to hide and seclude yourself. You were disrespectful, allegedly, to the police when they showed up, told you had a warrant, you take off. Every move you've made has been just coated with disrespect to everybody involved in the process.
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, calling my probation officer and not coming in to take care of the business. And I didn't even talk to the police or anything. They didn't tell me anything.
Okay. You had a warrant, you knew it, you took off. And if I didn't have those two gentlemen behind you right now, you'd run off again.
Definitely.
Every time. Yes, that's what you do.
I can't run. Dog.
What?
I can't run. Dog.
You can't run?
I can't run. Never.
I know, because you kept running before. And that's why you're here right now. That's all that you've been doing. Doing nothing and running.
I haven't had the probation because I had warrants for other cases. I would be straight on track with probation to this day. It wasn't for the other warrants, Your Honor. I promise you.
So you're telling me you weren't doing probation because you had warrants? Yeah, why'd you have warrants?
That's the
Why'd you have warrants?
bond.
Because you hadn't done what you were supposed to do before.
They wanted me to turn my all type of. Your Honor, if I didn't have other warrants, I'd be straight on track with probation. Why would Miss Polaire is a good lady? I know you don't try to be as hard as you do or want to be, but
Oh, I don't. Mr. Cummings, I do not want to send you to
y'all
jail.
are not nobody.
Mr. Cummings, I do not want to send you to jail. I do not like sending people to jail. I try to bend over backwards to give people the opportunity. When you need a nudge, and I may have to do a little bit of time, I do a little bit of time, trying to at least get your attention, get you back on track. All of those things, every one of them. I've tried with you. And you've done nothing. I don't even have anything in this sentence I gave you the beginning of this year. I have nothing that I could point to say you did or tried to do something. I have nothing.
That's what's off paper.
I have nothing.
I'm Your Honor, if it was
You could have, no, you, Mr. Cummings, understand this. Your promises are no good to me. Your promises are no good.
Can I say one thing? I wouldn't have this warrant for probation if I didn't have the other warrants. That's how my probation. And I wasn't communicating with y'all or doing what I was supposed to do or should have been. But that's not me though. I've for sure completed a probation before I could do and complete this.
You still got warrants.
Everything, this is what I had to take care of. If it ain't a ticket, this is the only things I had to take care of.
Your Honor, I think he's referencing the domestic violence case, that he did have a warrant for. But
He still does have a warrant out of 35th.
and he does have that journal license suspended out.
You don't take care of business. I can't help you. I really can't. Anybody that walks through that door that tells me they want to do something, want to follow what we say, and try to work hard to try to change things, I'll help them. I know there's no two ways about it. And my entire staff, my probation staff, my staff, will help you do what you need to do. And I know your attorneys. If you had reached out to them, they would have helped you. You just didn't. You wanted to do it your way. And your way doesn't work. So now we're going to do it my way. And it's just going to be harsh.
Chance to show y'all I will take care of this. I promise you not see me again. If it ain't to be getting released off of probation early or anything.
I'm going to waive the remaining terms, except the defendant's financial obligations. I'm going to discharge from probation without improvement. I'm going to order 365 days Washington County Jail. Credit for the 85 days that you served. Defendant will serve the balance. I will consider early release upon the completion of the MRT jail in jail program. I will consider release. I don't know whether I will release you, but that's going to be the first step you're going to have to do. You don't want to do it. You got 290 days to figure it out. I'm done.
And there it is. The hammer drops. After months of warnings, leniency, and opportunities to do the right thing, the judge finally had to act. 1 full year in county jail. Let's break down exactly how we got here, because this wasn't a quick decision. Mr. Cummings had every chance to prove he could turn his life around. Probation gave him a plan, the court gave him time, and even the judge gave him words of encouragement. He was ordered to complete community service, pay fines, attend rehab classes, and simply check in with probation. Simple, clear terms, yet he did none of them. Instead, he racked up more cases, violated bond conditions, and even ignored direct orders to report to jail. Then, when the police finally came for an unrelated matter, he ran again. That moment right there is what sealed his fate in the judge's eyes. What's so striking here isn't just the failure to follow through, it's the mindset. Every time the judge asked a direct question, Cummings had an excuse. Every time he was given a chance, he found a way around it. The judge didn't just see a probation violator, he saw someone who still hadn't learned accountability. And notice the emotional tone shift in the courtroom. At first, the judge is calm, almost hopeful that Cummings will take ownership, but as the conversation unfolds, that patience evaporates. You can feel the frustration build. From the repeated, "you did nothing," to the final declaration that his promises mean nothing. That's the sound of a judge who's reached his limit. What really hits hard is when Cummings pleads for mercy, talking about his kids, his job, and how he just wants to be a better father. It's heartbreaking because deep down you can tell he means it, but in the justice system, intentions aren't enough. Action matters, and after nearly a year of inaction, the court had no other choice. From a legal standpoint, this ruling was textbook. Under probation law, once a person repeatedly fails to comply, the court has full authority to revoke probation and impose the suspended sentence. The judge didn't want to, he said it himself, but public accountability and consistency in sentencing demanded it. What's more interesting is the psychology behind these hearings. Judges often balance empathy with enforcement. They see people's struggles, jobs, kids, life challenges, but they also see patterns, and patterns tell the real story. In this case, that pattern was clear. Cummings didn't take the court seriously until it was too late. So what can we take away from this? 1. Accountability always outweighs excuses. Even genuine hardship can't erase repeated non-compliance. 2. Probation is a privilege, not a right. It's the court's way of saying, we believe you can change without punishment. But when that trust is broken, the consequences multiply. Timing matters. Turning yourself in early, communicating honestly with probation, and showing effort can dramatically change outcomes. The irony here is that Cummings clearly wants to be a better father, but his own choices are the reason he won't be there when his daughter is born. That's the real tragedy behind this sentencing. Now, whether you think the judge was too harsh or just doing his job, one thing's undeniable: this was a powerful display of justice meeting accountability. So, what do you think? Did Mr. Cummings deserve one last shot at freedom, or did the judge make the right call? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everyone.